Hey everyone, we got to talk about the Pittsburgh Penguins. They just signed Jesse Puljujarvi to a 2-year deal, $800,000 per. So Puljujarvi was on a PTO. He was playing in the AHL, and Dubas was getting a close look at him. The organization was getting a close look at him. He had, I think, 9 points in 13 games in the AHL. So that was kind of his look to see if he deserved the contract, and I mean, he sure did. So I think this value is fine. I mean, it's basically minimum. I think this is kind of what Dubas needs to do here the next couple of years for the Penguins. Sign guys like this, low risk, give them an opportunity. Puljujarvi, a former top 5 pick. He's only 25 years old. He's 6'4", so he's got a lot of the skill sets to still become something. I think his injury issue, and obviously, I mean, we'll see his skating, but I think Puljujarvi could be something with Pittsburgh in terms of a bottom 6 role going forward. So we'll see what happens, a 2-year deal, but this is a 2-part video, so please watch till the end, because I'm also going to talk about here how the Penguins can move forward and what maybe trades or moves they could make. So let's turn to that. Puljujarvi signing. What else is next for the Pittsburgh Penguins?
Let's talk about the Pittsburgh Penguins. Rob Rossi put an article out and just kind of stating Kyle Dubas cannot proceed as if the Penguins are contenders. So go read his article. A lot more to talk about there. But just looking at the Penguins to start selling and having to talk to Sidney Crosby, having to talk to Malkin, having to talk to Letang. These are all tough conversations, especially Dubas, the new guy coming in. But, I mean, there's a lot of conversations around Crosby. Would he get frustrated after a while? The empty netters guys talking about it. By the way, Rob Rossi actually right away put cold water on this, saying Crosby does not want to leave Pittsburgh. But there's got to be trade conversations. I think they could go a route where it's like retooling, trying to move on the fly, get younger. Like, for example, a Kaliev in LA. Maybe you give them a more experienced guy like Riley Smith, or the Gensel trade. Maybe you just see if you can bring him back in the offseason. But for now, get a roster player for next year. Now, if Vancouver's willing to do a deal like that and go all in for a playoff run and not worry about signing Gensel to an extension, I mean, Pittsburgh can get him back. So I think you can get like a first and a couple prospects. I think you do it. Other trades like this, I mean, there's like a lot of nonsense on Cap Friendly sometimes. I have seen like actually okay, just kind of scrolling through, I've seen okay deals between St. Louis and Pittsburgh in a scenario of like doing a 2-for-2 swap just to go a route like this. I don't think there's ever a scenario where Crosby wants to be done in Pittsburgh. I think with the contract Letang signed, we'll see what happens. But I think the big three are staying. It's just kind of figuring it out around. A lot of people might disagree with that path, because maybe if Pittsburgh did move a guy like Sid, moved Gensel, moved some of these guys, I mean, it would accelerate the rebuild completely. But I also look at it as, okay, if they can figure it out somehow with Sid for one more run, if he somehow got one more cup with Pittsburgh, I mean, that would be, it's already a legacy. It's already, the guy is going to go down as one of the best in like so many categories, one of the best of all time. If he somehow won another cup with Pittsburgh, then the one example I'll use, and people have used it online, and I've heard people use it on the radio as well, is that Tom Brady left the Patriots to go and then won with the Bucks. So I look at that, and Tom Brady's legacy is still going to be one of the best, if not the best football player of all time. I think when you look at Sid, who's going to be one of the best right there, next to Wayne, next to Mario, I think he'd still have that respect if he went to another team and won a cup. But finishing with Pittsburgh is probably the goal. So we're going to talk about this more, that storyline specifically, but I did want to talk about potential trades again for Pittsburgh, and that it's becoming a real conversation in Pittsburgh that the Pens will be selling before the deadline. So subscribe, like, comment, notification bell. We'll talk on the next one. Peace.